Hello, all my peeps. So nice to see you. You know, when my hair is all wet like this, I look kind of, makes my face look bigger. Well, some things you just can't help. But Bill and I just went for a swim. It's dark out, or nearly dark, and it's raining, or it was raining, and it stopped for a little while. So we went out, and it was a warm day, a few days, and so I guess it was kind of cool, but it was nice enough. On the way home, I stopped by the garden, which I want to do, and I checked my flowers. And today is the last day for this flower to be in bloom. There are no more buds on this. There's no more unopened buds on this one. This is called embroidery lace. At least I think that's what it is. And it's also the last day for this one, which I believe is Hot Toddy. That one. And it's also the last day for this one. I forgot what this is. And this one is Egyptian spice. At least I believe it's Egyptian spice. Looks like it's already starting to lose some of its size. It was quite, I thought it was a lot wider. Each petal was more like this. Anyway, I've got a few more of them left. So this is September the 2nd. September the 2nd. That's a pretty long time for this embroidered lace to go. So that's a late one. And the same with the Hot Toddy. I think it's Hot Toddy. It might be Tawdry, but I think it's Hot Toddy. And this one, I forget what this one was. Oh, Lilting Lady. They're quite pretty when they're open. And I love this Egyptian spice. This has been blooming since, I guess, the end of the main season. Since near the end of the main season. And it's bloomed right along. It's very beautiful. So, altogether, I bought 92 clumps this year. Spent a small fortune. And I have been separating them all. And I guess what I've been doing is called heeling them in. Make a little trench, and you line them all up side by side, and then cover that little trench, make another trench. Anyway, so they're all heeled in. Not all of them. I still have about 30 more clumps to plant. But I'm making good progress, and this week is nice and warm. I just hope I can take time to do it. Today was very busy doing other things, a lot of driving, and yesterday I worked hard at it. The day before that was a lot of driving on Monday. No, Sunday I couldn't do it. Monday. Whatever. Monday I worked on it. Today's Tuesday, that's right. Whatever. So I'm trying to get them all done. And I'm so amazed. You know, when I look at some of these names, I think, I don't know about that. Like something that's called Jambala or Imprimatur. Does that sound like a very pretty flower? Or now Brazilian coral I thought might be pretty. And something tea tiny. I thought, what is that going to be? But as I looked them all up, and then I put them on my journal, I looked up each one, copied the flower, and pasted it onto my journal. And I pasted the information about it. So my whole journal entry was like 30 daylilies, and the ones that I've been planting lately. And then, so now I can just look through them, and they are such beautiful pastels. There's one that's an orange with a red, and there's another one that's kind of a darker but most of them are beautiful pastel colors. And 2 of them, it turns out, are rebloomers, or maybe 3 of them. I'll have to go through that whole list again and see. This is quite fascinating for me. It's a whole new thing I'm learning about daylilies. But they're very expensive if you have to buy them from most places. $15 for 3 fans. So only if you can find a field somewhere where they have an enormous amount of them, and they will have to dig them in the fall and get rid of some because they double in size every year. So that's okay if you've sold a lot off, and you can just move them over. If you've sold off half of your crop every year, then you don't have to sell any clumps. But some of these clumps that I've bought are so densely matted that the tubers are each like small knitting needles, smaller than the size of a pencil, like tines of a fork. And they're going every which way and all gnarled together, and with all these little, where the sprouts are, crowns. But trying to get those crowns apart, and if you leave them together, just a normal sized chunk like that, which in some cases would be one fan and its roots. But that many, that can be like 10 of these. So you really need to divide them. I think you need to divide them up so that they each have room to grow. The worst one like that is, I don't know, it's a familiar name to me now, but I forget what it was. It's gone. Can you hear the baby crying? It's baby Desmond. He's been gone for 2 days. They were gone working on their new place. And so he's been gone being babysat elsewhere. I said to Willem as we came home, I wonder what time Desmond's getting home instead of their parents. It's so sweet. I get to babysit him tomorrow. So I hope I can still dig a lot of daylilies tomorrow. Oh, last year, there's this place in town. There's a mall, and there's this nice medium with flowers and trees in it. And those flowers are all reblooming daylilies. Those are Stella de Oros. And so they're all going into seed. Well, last year I went along and I collected the seeds from all of them. And I had them in an envelope, and I found them. Today I looked for them, put them in a jar, and I put them in the freezer because I think they need some freezing time. They might have frozen already last winter. Oh yes, of course they did. They were in the house, and the whole house went to -32. That'll be fine. So now I can sprout them. I was thinking I should get a container, a bed with lots of little holes in it, and I could put one in each hole. But I'll have to take care of them so they'll sprout. Or the best thing actually would be to do it in the ground. To make a bed in the ground and put these little tiny dents, and then put one in each dent. Cover it with plastic and do the stuff that you do to make it bloom, to make it sprout in the house. See how those, there's the one on the bottom. If you're going to fertilize it, you have to wipe from those onto the tip of that one. That little tip there. And that's how it takes 24 hours until that travels down to the base, and then it'll create a seed pod which will grow, and then as this falls off, the seed pod stays and it grows. I crossed one. I crossed it's a big yellow one. It starts with an H. It's a very normal H one, with Savannah's art. And so I want to go through the list. I want to see if I can type in on the AHS website and see if they've got things by their listed by what they're crossed with, so I can see what happens, because every plant has 2 parents, which are also hybrids. So I'm not sure. I guess you have to get those hybrids to cross them to get this new one. It's kind of an interesting thing because the seeds from it are not going to be true. But you know, the bees go all over the place, so the bees may have been pollinating between this one and that one. So your seeds in the garden may not come up as even from the root. I don't know what they'll be if you don't cross them. And even if you do cross them, I don't know what they'll be. They say that you have to cross many, many, many before you get a good one. So, I'll just play with it. Look at how wet these are. Don't they look pretty with water on them? Actually, I just dried that. You know the water drops on there? It's because it's been raining on it today. It's nice in the pond. It's really nice. I swam a whole bunch of long laps. I was thinking what I should do is have the far end is pretty unusable because even though it's shallow, it's not really going to work as a shallow area because there's rocks on it and there's some guck on top, and it's just going to be a breeding ground for, like, what are those little things? Leeches. So I think I'm going to get the digger back sometime, probably next year, and have them dig that whole shallow area at the far end and take that and create a skinny little path that goes over to one of the ponds. That's what I'd like to do. Wouldn't it be neat if you could do that? Don't know if you can or not. Let's see. Anyway, I guess I better shut up. I guess better hush. Now y'all hush. Okay. See you later. Bye. You can do this at home. All this stuff. You can do this. There's a site, AHS, American Hemerolysis Society, which is the Daylily Society. Just look it up. You can learn all kinds of stuff. Bye.